So Sergey Kovalev knocks out Blake Caparello in the second round to successfully defend his WBO light heavyweight title. Now, this was a very interesting fight for anyone who's looking to analyze Kovalev's strengths and weaknesses and weigh up his strengths and weaknesses against Adonis Stevenson, for example, because Caparello is a southpaw, slick southpaw, quite defensively minded, and he has a similar style to Adonis Stevenson. They are obviously different, but he's probably the most similar fighter to Stevenson that Kovalev has faced. And even though the fight only lasted 2 rounds, and obviously Kovalev finished it clinically, there were weaknesses there. Caparello did expose some weaknesses. I thought that Kovalev in the first round was a little bit bemused. He was obviously trying to feel his way into the fight, but while he was trying to feel his way into the fight, Caparello was doing some good work. Caparello won the first round clearly, not just because of the, forget about the knockdown, he won the first round anyway. Clearly, just with the boxing and moving and rolling with shots and stuff like that, he was winning anyway. And he landed quite a few straight left hands in that first round. Now, Caparello's not a puncher, and he don't have anywhere near the arm length that Adonis Stevenson has. Imagine that first round was Adonis Stevenson in there. What would have happened if Stevenson had landed his big left hands on Sergey Kovalev? Because those left hands that Caparello was landing, they were landing pretty clean. What would have happened if that was Stevenson in there and he'd landed his big left hands, which are way harder than Caparello's left hands? I personally think that Kovalev would have found himself in a massive amount of trouble. So I've always felt that Kovalev-Stevenson is kind of a 50-50 fight, but I've been slightly leaning towards Kovalev for the past few months. But after seeing that, now I'm slightly leaning towards Stevenson. I still see it as a close fight, nearly 50-50, but I'm leaning more towards Stevenson now, because I've seen a style which is at least similar to Stevenson's in there with Kovalev. And I've seen what a guy like Caparello was able to get done, even in the first round. And people say, okay, well, he finished Caparello off in the second round. Yes, he did. But with Stevenson, it may only take one punch. It may only take a couple opportunities, a couple of those left hands, and the fight could be over. You have to keep a tight defense against Stevenson, very tight. So, I don't know, man, interesting. As far as the Hopkins fight goes, Hopkins has got a totally different style to Stevenson. I don't know, I'm going to make a different video on Hopkins against Kovalev, but again, you can't compare the Caparello fight to what Hopkins would do against Kovalev, because totally different styles. You know, he doesn't fight anything like Caparello. He is somewhat crafty and whatnot. Not somewhat crafty, very crafty, but a different style. So you let me know what you think about the Hopkins-Kovalev fight, and let me know what you think about Hopkins-Stevenson. Drop your comments below. This is Hatman, I'm out.